Hello friends, welcome back to the world of Lean Six Sigma. Some of you have been asking me to create videos on lean management. Let us first of all understand what is lean management and what are lean principles. Lean management is like a guide for building a stable organization that evolves constantly. With the help of lean management, actual problems can be identified and resolved. The main purpose of lean management is creating value to the customer by optimizing resources. Lean management principles aim to create a stable workflow based on actual customers' demand. Continuous improvement is a major part of lean management, ensuring that every employee is involved in the process of improving. So let us learn about what are these five lean principles. The first one is identify value. Value should be identified from customer's perspective. What does every company strive to do? They strive to offer a product or a service that a customer is really ready to pay for it. To do so, a company needs to add value defined by its customers' needs. Any other activity or process that doesn't bring value to the end product is considered a waste. You first need to identify the value you want to deliver and then proceed to the next steps. So let us take an example to understand this better. Suppose you are creating a table and customer has given you an order to create a table with 1 meter length. Without understanding what is a value for the customer, you thought that if I give him a table with a length of 1.25 meter, the customer would be very happy. So you had a piece of wood which was 1.25 meter in length. So you created a table with the length 1.25 meter. Now you gave that table to the customer. The customer took that table and he returned it back to you saying that he cannot fit this table in his study room because the only length available in his study room was 1 meter. You tried to create value by giving something extra to customer, but customer was not ready to accept that extra. So now things will come back to you. You will have to redo it and it all is a waste. So that is why it is important to understand the value from customer's perspective. The second lean principle is value stream mapping. In this step, the company needs to map the workflow. It has to include all actions and people involved in delivering the end product to the customers. By doing so, team will be able to identify what parts of the process bring no value. Applying the lean principles of value stream mapping will show you where value is being generated and in what proportion different parts of the process do and do not produce value. When company have their value stream mapped, it will be much easier for the organization to see what processes are owned by what teams and who is responsible for measuring, evaluating and improving that process. Let us understand this with the help of an example. The process of creating the table, you need to map it very correctly. Step number one is get the wood from fourth floor to ground floor. This is your first step. The second step is mark the wood. Third step is cut the wood. Fourth is nail the wood. Polish the table. So if you create the process flow of your entire process, it means you are trying to create a value stream map. Then you start assigning value to these process steps in terms of cycle time and wait time. You will be able to understand which of these process steps is not adding value to the process. So I think the process step number one is not adding any value to the process because getting the wood from fourth floor to the ground floor where the shop floor is, you are wasting this time and energy. So if you start storing the wood close to the place where you want to build the table, you will be saving this as a time. So by creating the value stream map, you are able to identify the non-value added activities, and that is how you can eliminate them. The next lean principle is to create continuous flow. After the organizations measured their value stream, it is must that each team's workflow remains smooth. This entire thing can take a little while So you need to keep trying. Developing a product or a service will often include cross functional teamwork. Bottlenecks and interruptions may appear at any time. However, by breaking up the work into smaller batches and visualizing the workflow, organizations can easily detect and remove process roadblocks. Let us understand the third principle with the help of an example. Suppose you have your shop floor like this. So, in the first step, you are marking the wood. The second step of cutting the wood is actually here, cut the wood, and polishing the table is somewhere here. So, how the workflow goes? The wood will come from this side. You will mark the wood. Then you will send this wood to the next department, which will cut the wood. This department will send the wood to this particular department where nail the wood will happen. And then you will send it back where the polishing will happen. So, this is not a continuous flow in the process. If you see, it is a zigzag flow. Wood is coming from here, going to this place, and then coming to this place, and then going this place, and then maybe moving out of the factory from this side. So, which is not a good thing. So, the continuous flow means the workshop flow should be continuous in nature. For example, suppose this happens, the wood enters the workshop from this side, somebody marks the wood, and then there is the next department which cuts the wood, the next department which nails the wood and creates the shape of a table, the next department polishes the table, and then it goes out from this side. So it is a semicircle or a U kind of a structure in the organization. So which makes the flow continuous or smooth. The fourth lean principle is create a pull. Having a stable workflow guarantees that teams can deliver work tasks much faster with less effort. So, when it comes to lean methodology, you need to create a pull system. In such a system, the work is pulled only if there is a demand for it. This lets organization to optimize resources capacity and deliver product or service only if there is an actual need. Let us understand implementing the pull with the help of an example. 15 years ago, car manufacturers used to create their cars and keep them in the warehouses. The customer used to go to their dealers and buy those cars from those dealers. They could have bought the car within a day and the car would be with the customer. But the other downside of this story was that the manufacturing companies had to create a lot of warehouses. They have to block a lot of inventory. At the end of the year, they were not able to sell all those cars. Those cars used to be sold on very heavy discounts. And going forward, when those cars were not sold even for 2 years, they go to scrap. So that was a lot of money wastage and that was a lot of cost for the organization. A lot of inventory gets blocked into. They used to pay huge rent for those warehouses. Now that was push system. The manufacturing companies were creating those cars and pushing them to the end users. But now the industry has changed. They start the manufacturing of the car once we go to the dealer and place the order. Once our order is placed with the dealer, dealer places the same order with the company, and then company starts the manufacturing. So whenever there is a demand, there is production. So there is no extra inventory, there is no waste which is happening, and there is definitely they are saving cost on warehouses and other stores that they used to maintain. The fifth lean principle is continuous improvement. This is a very important step or a very important principle. So, after going through all previous steps, organizations have already built up a lean management system. However, do not forget to pay attention to the last step, probably the most important one. Remember, your system is not isolated and static. Problems may occur at any of the previous steps. This is why organizations need to make sure that the employees on every level are involved in continuously improving the process. There are different techniques to encourage continuous improvement. For example, every team may have a daily stand up meeting to discuss what has been done, what needs to be done, and possible obstacles. An easy way to process continuous improvement daily. Or there could be a lean practitioner project program which can be run to drive continuous improvement. So, friends, I hope I am able to explain what is lean management and how it is possible to create lean management system by implementing lean principles. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. I will see you in my next upcoming video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.